meeting in which I discussed the whole TOEFL grammar points with the other classes, with the other groups, group 2 and also group socials and also social groups. But I didn't discuss with you because you have last meeting, if I was not mistaken, in the last UTBK preparations. So probably some of you are still feeling that the grammar is quite hard. Okay, so stay tuned on the discussions. Don't go anywhere and don't skip the meeting because this is your first time discussing the whole grammar points. So if you see the previous module at the second UTBK preparations, there was one material I called TOEFL grammar points. You can have a look at that. So it was the whole grammar discussion in TOEFL. Okay.
Oh wait,
So
Miss, is it in the last part? In the last page?
yes.
Oh, you have discussed it with us at the Bimbel section. The one in the table, right?
Yes. Did I discuss?
Yes.
Did I discuss and you still thinking that? Are you
Yes.
sure?
Because
In your class?
you gave us the quiz first, and then you asked us to listen to you for explaining this.
And you're still thinking that this is hard now.
We forget Miss after UMBN and
Oh,
everything.
okay. No, because I remember there was one class that I missed because we had last meeting. Like I forgot which group, but because that's why. But I forgot. Maybe that was not your class. Okay, so that's okay. So that was the pretest. Now let's discuss the answer of that pretest. I do hope that everyone has already given me the pretest right now. Have you all, please? If you haven't, please tell me. Okay. No one says anything, so let me just start. Let me just get started. So look at this. This is the pretest. Okay, so we're going to discuss the pretest. The first part is the reading part. Well, I have to tell you that this reading is quite simple, but we don't know which readings is coming out for you later. So for sure, I have to tell you that the best way to prepare your reading skill is reading a lot and practicing a lot, answering the questions a lot. Okay, so let me tell you, I can give you this one, and we give you the previous UTBK, but we don't know which readings is coming up for you all guys. So that's why you have to read a lot. Read newspaper, read academic text, and open your read theory. So until now, I really love. I think I have already told you. I really love read theory a lot. Okay, so because I love that, so I have once even emailed the founder of the read theory, and I told them how important read theory is for me because it helps me prepare my students well for the reading test. Until now, I cannot find the free one like read theory that works best. Okay, it works best. I know that because all your senior also told me the same way. Like they told me, Miss, we are preparing our university preparation test by using read theory. If you are good enough in read theory, I mean your reading level, like you are in 6, you are in 10 or 11, then you will not have any difficulty in reading. Okay. And what works best in read theory, I think I have already told you that it is adjusted to your reading level so that you can keep improving your reading level by time. Okay. So that's why I still suggest you that you have to open your read theory in regular basis. It has to be regularly done, of course. And I will also get notification from read theory that my students read. These students are reading. So I know last time your seniors when they are opening that read theory, then I know because I got the notifications. Until now, I got the notification on my account. I use different email at that time. Okay. So yeah, so that's it. Okay. So that's good. As you know that they are quite good, your senior get quite good level in pemahaman wacana, right? Because in pemahaman wacana there are two, well, it's divided into two parts, English and Bahasa Indonesia. UTBK has already, like, so far we had two UTBKs, right? So 2019 is the first time, and then 2020, and then now 2021. For the first 2019, English is distributed into two parts. Number one is pemahaman wacana, and then the second one is in penalaran, a kind of, logical reading, but it's in English. And then, but not anymore. In 2020, they only put English in pemahaman wacana together with Bahasa Indonesia. So there are 20 questions to answer, and in pemahaman wacana, a half of them is English. Probably not a half, because it depends on how many questions are there in the text. Probably it's 10-10, or probably it is 10-12, 12 and 10 for Indonesian and English. But that's it. Like last time, there were, like, I forgot, 8 or 10. Okay. And there are so many questions, because when I search for the questions of UTBK, I also bought some books about that. And the questions are different. Like, they try to make the questions in the same level by giving one text in science about health and medical things. So they have many different texts, but they are put in the same topic. That's what they did last year. I don't know which questions are coming for you all guys to this year, but the best way to prepare is just prepare your reading level, okay? And why do I give you a grammar right now? Because in any local admission test, if they provide such kind of test, then they still put grammar questions, okay? Well, some of them I know they use the UTBK score, but we still have to prepare for the best, right? So that's what we are doing right now, preparing you for all possibilities. So let's just get started. So the flows in the passage. So what is the first text about? What is this about?
The use of hydrogen.
Hello. Hydrogen, yes. Hi, guys. I have already told you many times when I explain and I ask, please, press the space button. Like, just hold the space button and say something so you can respond to your teacher, okay? Okay?
Okay,
because
Miss.
I have to make sure that, yes, I have to make sure that I am not alone. Like, I don't want to speak alone. Like, no one is listening. I don't know what you are doing, right? Because you also close your camera, like you turn off the camera. So I don't know. So please say something, respond something. Okay. So yes, this is hydrogen. So what is the main purpose of this hydrogen text?
To explain the industrial use of hydrogen.
How do you know that it explains industrial use of hydrogen? In which part?
The paragraph all tell about the usage of the paragraph.
Yes, the first sentence. Okay, let's have a look at the first sentence. Well, this text, ini kebetulan, this text is quite simple. So they simply write the main idea of the whole text in the first sentence. Look at that. So he writes, hydrogen, the lightest and simplest of the elements. Okay, so it is the lightest and the simplest of the elements, has several properties. What is properties? What is that? Kira-kira kalau properties apa? Well, this is not about the house, right? Some students think, oh, properties is a house. No. So what is that in this context? Yeah, yes, characteristics. Yeah, component or characteristic, which which is apa ya? Yeah, the nature characteristics of that element, so properties, okay, that make it valuable for many industries. So it's clear that they are going to tell you how important hydrogen is in many industries. Jadi buat apa aja katanya? Number one, okay. Number one, they are talking about heat. It releases more heat per unit of weight than any other fuel. So, in rocket engines, tons of hydrogen and oxygen are burned. Nanti kita sampai ke pertanyaan selanjutnya. How can hydrogen be used to cut steel? Okay. How can hydrogen be used to cut steel? So they cut steel, okay, by using hydrogen. How? How does hydrogen do it? So, which paragraph is saying that part? One. So look at that. Could you please read the yellow one for me? Okay. Yes, welding torques. What is that? Welding torques. What is welding? Anybody knows what welding is?
Produce.
I don't know, Miss.
Mengelas, mengsolder, mengelas. Okay, for welding torques. So it's kind of like heating gitu ya. Okay. And then hydrogen also serve. From that sentence, the last sentence of the paragraph. So we understand. Wait. Sorry, wait. I have to charge. I forgot to charge my laptop. Oh, I have already used this for many hours today, and I forgot to put the charger. To plug the charger in, and yes, we go. Yes. Okay. So the choice is which one? So the main important point is how can hydrogen be used? So the hydrogen is combined together with
Oxygen.
Oxygen, yes. And then so we can say that it is D, by heating the hydrogen with oxygen to a very high temperature. So it's D. Okay, now number 3. The author mentions all of the following as uses for hydrogen. Kecuali yang mana katanya? So the author mentions, kira-kira number 1, to remove tarnish from metals. Disebutkan nggak to remove tarnish from metals?
Yes.
What is tarnish then?
Rust. Karat.
Yes. Okay. And then to produce fuels such as gasoline and methyl alcohol, do they mention that part?
Yes.
Okay. To operate fuel cells that generate electricity, do they mention? Yes. To change solid foods to liquids.
Kebalik apa?
Yeah. So it contradicts the statement in the third paragraph. If I'm not mistaken, it is in the third paragraph. Yes, the green one here. So they say that hydrogen is useful in the food industry for a process known as namanya hydrogenations. What is hydrogenations? Kalau ada pertanyaan begitu, tentu kalimat selanjutnya adalah the definition of the hydrogenations. What is that? Products such as margarine and cooking oil are changed from liquid to semi-solid by adding hydrogen to the molecules. So it means that berarti changing the liquid into semi-solids, but probably solid. Okay, but not changing solid into liquid. So D is then wrong. So except D, right? Because to cool the coil, yes, it is stated in the last paragraph. Okay, now number 4, the word readily in the text in this text can be best Yes.
Kalian pernah nggak sih kalau lagi suka sesuatu pesennya itu terus sampai orang bilang oh, lu gak bosan apa tapi kayak kalian kata saya ya emang gue suka kasih depannya the best ini kali aja kalian ada yang mau beli kesukaan aku ini di Kopi Feeling Brew nih coba Instagramnya kan kopi jadi yang dis iya dari kolam sampai sekarang deh Cimol makan sama Dame Gila Cimol acas temen itu the best banget dis ya perlu sih dihabisin bersih coba adu garing kurang Anda belum lolos untuk masuk ke acas temen November enak mantap ini kalau kalian mau beli cek di Shopee-nya supaya ada promo aku minta doanya ya guys buat kalian yang pada komen oh bukan di sini dong ya di sini pertama semoga kalian semua mau cobain burger Romahan Lobeto enak kok mantap kok harus rapi terima kasih
Hello? So wait. Um, Hi, hello. Wait, don't go anywhere. I'm now turning on my laptop, okay? So don't go anywhere. So, okay. Are you still here? Let me count. 32, yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yes,
So,
Miss.
wait, I'm using my phone, but something wrong with my laptop. But I need to share screen, so that's the problem. Okay, so let me. Oh, what happened with that? So see, the laptop is asking me to wait. I don't want to wait. Wait. Oh my. Okay. So how good is your score? Like, did you get 80 points? Who got 80 points in the previous pretest? Who got
Nope.
80 points in the previous pretest?
No.
Not me.
You got 80. Wow, that's good.
No.
Not you? Oh, no. Okay. What about you, Yazid?
No. I don't get 80. I get 55.
Okay. What about others?
Me, Miss.
Who is that? Me? Ainur? No. Yes? Ainur, yeah? Okay. Wait. I don't know what happened. So my laptop is asking to wait. He said, wait. Please wait. I don't know what happened. Okay. So which part of grammar is the hardest one?
I don't know what part of the grammar because feels very strange to me.
Strange. Okay. So, well, actually, if you want to get, wait, it's on. Wait, am I coming back to the meeting already?
Because I feel like when I use the word in the option, I feel like it is all feels so normal to hear.
Oh, so it sounds abnormal. So you don't want to choose that, but probably that is right. Okay.
Yeah.
And when you choose, then that was wrong. Okay. Don't worry, you got the explanation. I have already prepared the slides, the PowerPoint slides to explain you. So number 5, the questions is it can be inferred from the passage that hydrogen. So the answer is B. Then it has many purposes in a variety of industries. So I think I don't have to show you the questions because it has been clear. In number 5, they are asking something. What can we infer from the passage? Well, actually, yeah, it is B because B is the only choice that hydrogen has many purposes. Biasanya the inference question, the inferential questions is somehow harder than this. Okay, because when they ask you to infer, it means that it is something beyond the fact. You have to rethink what that is about, and you have to think beyond the text. But this text, I told you, this is quite clear, this is quite simple, so you have to choose B. The hydrogen has many purposes. How do we know that? Well, looking at the text, even it is clearly stated that they are talking about the industrial uses of hydrogen. So number 5, it's clear, it's B. Okay. Now,
Miss,
okay, I'm going to close some.
Miss,
So I think I'm going to enter the meeting again without the camera on my laptop so that it works better, probably.
Miss.
Okay, can you see my screen right now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Now without camera, I'm sorry. Okay, so sometimes I'm not patient, so I open many things on my laptop, so then yeah, my laptop is too tired.
Miss.
Yes.
The answer for number 4, what?
Oh yeah, I forgot. So the word readily in the text can be best replaced by readily. So as you read, hydrogen readily combines with oxygen to form water. So because this is water, so there is a tendency that they want to say that easily. Okay, so contextually it means easily. I choose easily. I'm not saying that my answer is correct. Okay, so when we are discussing the UTBK questions, I'm not telling you that mine is correct, but in my opinion, it is easily because here there is a tendency to say that the hydrogen combines with water, and it is easy, right? So hydrogen readily combines with oxygen to form water, which can be heated, which means that yeah, it's quite easy. Bukan usually, karena usually itu there is something like habit, and it doesn't mean that way here contextually. Okay, so I'm going to choose easily. What about the others? Completely, of course not. Slowly, of course not, because they are not discussing even speed right here. So the choices are between usually or easily, but usually, like when we talk about usually, so there is a kind of habit and it doesn't happen. That is not meaningful enough here, but I think I will choose easily. Okay, so number 4 is E.
What does promptly
Number
mean?
5. What is that? What is that? Okay, it means here. Well, actually, promptly has many definitions. As you can see, it means punctually, happily. Can be also say quickly, rapidly. So promptly means many ways depending on the context. I think I hear that as punctually, but in this context probably it means quickly. Okay, and no, then we are not talking about slow. Okay, makanya dia ada slowly or ada promptly, which is quick. But I don't think that we talk about speed here. I prefer easily. Okay, to answer these questions. Well, the hardest part of answering this kind of question is you have to see that
Okay, can you listen?
Yes, Miss.
Yes,
Oh,
Miss.
Okay. Okay. Corin or probably Yazid, could you please help me to open the link, the previous link I gave you, and share that to all of us. We're going to start discussing number 6. Okay. While I'm taking the other file from my laptop, so could you please show me number 6? You can just go to the link. Okay. Yeah. So let's open the link first. Yeah. Okay, so can you see my screen right now?
Yes, Miss.
Okay.
Yes, Miss.
Yes, thank you. Wow. Okay, so thank you. Oops, sorry for the trouble. Wow, okay. So it seems it is not my connection now. I'm using my son's laptop. This is quite jadul laptop, but it works better than my laptop. So this is my old laptop since I was in, I don't know, I think in my master degree. It was like long time ago, and I still had this laptop. Okay, and it still works better than mine. Okay, so let's discuss this question number 6. Okay, so this is about nervousness. Do you feel nervous? Like, when you are facing an important test,
Yes.
probably? Okay, especially when that test is really important and you know that it is something related to your future education or career, then yes, you feel nervous. Okay, but they said here that a little nervousness before an important test is normal. Don't worry, it's normal if you feel nervous. Okay. After all, such a test can have an important effect on your plans. After all di sini, apalagi such a test can have an important effect on your plans for your education. Seperti UTBK kurang lebih ya. So because UTBK is really important and you can be probably very nervous of that. Okay. Dia kasih contoh, if you were going to participate in a big contest, katanya, or give an important business presentation, you blah 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 the same way. Pilihannya di sini ada kata would feel, will feel, or felt. Kira-kira yang mana ya? Or satu lagi kalau nggak salah, had felt.
Would.
Oke, kita lihat lagi dari katanya. If you were going to participate in a big athletic contest, katanya adalah if you were going. Oke, it seems that mereka pakai simple past tense. Why? Because this is conditional sentence. Remember, there are 3 kinds of conditional sentence. Number 1 is conditional sentence with simple present tense, and you're gonna use will. Okay. Second type is you are using past tense and you're going to use would. And then the other one is that you're going to use had perfect, like had verb 3, and then you're going to use would have verb 3. Okay? So this one, because it uses past tense, then you're going to use
Would.
would. So you say would feel then. Right? Okay. Banyak yang betul di sini? Banyak? Okay, yes. Let's continue. Katanya, so you would feel the same way. There is an expression in English. So this is an English expression that describes this nervous feeling, you know. It says butterflies in your stomach. So to your friend, you can say something, oh my God, I feel butterflies in my stomach, to say that you are really nervous. So you feel butterflies in your stomach. Kayak katanya. These butterflies, kenapa butterflies ya? Emang karena terbang-terbang gitu kali ya, jadi kayak mual. I don't know, not mual. I don't know, but it is butterflies in your stomach. These butterflies will mostly, apa katanya? Kira-kira apa ya? Dia pilihannya ada accumulate, ada apa lagi? Ada disappear, ada disseminate, ada evaporate, ada estimate. Kira-kira yang mungkin apa?
Disappear?
It's down there. It's down there. Okay. Yes, it is disappear. So once the test start, it is going to disappear. Okay. So berarti pilihannya adalah B ya, disappear. Now we are moving. So these butterflies will mostly disappear. Katanya sih biasanya sebagian besar dia akan hilang si perasaan nervousnya ketika tes sudah mulai. And we are feeling that ya. Dan benar kan, kita selalu kadang-kadang kita merasakannya. So if you still remember the last text I gave you last semester, not last semester, this semester in, I think it is previous semester, I forgot. Ada namanya, waktu itu teksnya teks tentang anxiety ya. Bahwa ternyata kegelisahan itu, as long as you can control that well, it is important for you. Nervous juga begitu, sebenarnya a kind of anxiety juga. So when you are controlling that well, then it is okay. Okay? And a little nervousness. Nah, dia bilang di sini, a little nervousness can actually help by making you alert and focused. So a little nervousness is okay because it helps you by making you alert. Biasanya dia bikin kita lebih fokus nervous itu. Because you are nervous. Ya, orang yang nervous itu rata-rata because you really wanna get the best. Jadi sebenarnya nervous, feeling nervous, merasa gelisah, nggak apa-apa. Yang penting you are able to control that. Karena kalau kamu nggak like you are feeling nggak ada rasa itu, mungkin juga upaya kamu akan less than that, right? Oke, yes. Jadi itu sebenarnya. Jadi dia membuat kamu lebih fokus. Tapi kemudian yang ditanyakan adalah ada kalimat setelahnya they said it can slow you down and cause you to make mistakes. So suddenly it says it can slow you down and cause you to make mistakes. Okay. Nah, these are two different sentences. Kalimat pertama, they tell you that it is helpful, but the other one, it make you slow. It cause you slow down and make mistakes, right? Berarti karena berbeda, apa tuh?
Despite.
Karena berbeda kira-kira apa ya? Transition signal yang tepat untuk menyambungkan keduanya.
Despite,
are you sure? Kita punya pilihan. However, okay, ada yang bilang however, ada yang bilang despite. Sekarang kita lihat dulu. Di sini kalau nggak, di sini ada in additions. Oke, kita lihat ya. Pilihannya kan di sini ada in addition, ada number 8, ada ada therefore. Saya bahas yang in addition sama moreover dulu ya. Moreover sama in addition, they both are used to add some more informations. He is kind, moreover, he is nice. Berarti kan masih sama sejalan tuh. So you can use moreover. In addition is also used in the same way. Artinya salah satunya nggak mungkin benar. Moreover sama in addition. Kalau ada dua kayak gini nih, ini kan dua-duanya sama ya. Moreover, in addition, ada lagi furthermore, ada lagi besides. And it's impossible to be correct. Like Like, oke, kamu sudah eliminasi saja jawabannya, nggak mungkin benar. Salah satunya pasti. Karena mereka replaceable namanya. Jadi, replaceable itu bisa saling menggantikan gitu. Dalam konteks tersebut bisa saling menggantikan. He is nice, titik. Moreover, he is good. Misalnya. Oke. In addition juga sama. Furthermore juga sama. Besides juga sama. Oke, berarti salah. Kemudian yang therefore. Therefore itu lebih ke cause and effect, right? So, therefore itu memberikan, artinya adalah cause and effect. Like, therefore, so ada penyebabnya, kemudian efeknya apa? Baru pakai therefore. Sama halnya dengan consequently, sama kayak thus, which means di sini kalau kita lihat tidak cause and effect, right? Nggak ada hubungan sebab akibatnya, tidak ada. So that is wrong then. Pilihan kita adalah 2, despite and however. Dua-duanya menunjukkan kontras namanya. Kontras, despite kontras, however juga kontras. Bedanya kalau despite adalah despite is just like although, sama kayak although atau walaupun. Oke. Bedanya dengan although, kalau although digunakannya sebelum klausa, kalau despite sebelum noun phrase. Misalnya despite the bad weather, I still visit my family. Despite the bad weather. Itu sebenarnya sama aja dengan although the weather is bad, I still visit my family. Kira-kira kurang lebih begitu. Nah, sekarang pertanyaannya, apakah yang dimaksud tadi ada hubungannya dengan despite tadi, yang walaupun? Kalau diartikan pakai walaupun bisa nggak ya?
No, Miss.
No, so lebih ke however. Kalau however artinya sebenarnya akan tetapi, sama kayak but, tapi bedanya kalau however dengan but, kalau but itu kan conjunctions. Conjunction itu mengkonjang dua klausa. You are nice, but, nah apa gitu. You are nice, but you are not friendly. Kok not nice ya, whatever it is. You are nice, but you are not friendly. Ini namanya conjunction ya, because it is used to conjunct one clause and the other clause. Tapi however, dia nggak bisa jadi conjunction, dia bisanya jadi transition signals, karena dia digunakannya antar kalimat. Misalnya, he is nice, full stop. However, he is not friendly at all. You got that? Artinya ya tetapi, but they are used in different ways. Okay? Kalau but to conjunct two clauses, however is used to have a transition from one sentence to another sentence, but showing contrast. Gitu kurang lebih. Sehingga kita bisa bilang jawabannya adalah apa? Iya. However. Sekarang kita lihat lagi ya nomor 9. Nah, nomor 9 ini kita lihat di sini ada if you bla bla bla. Nah, ini ada if you lagi nih. Berarti ada conditional sentence lagi. Makanya saya selalu bilang ya, kalau conditional sentence, kalau kamu lupa, like if you really forgot what conditional sentence is, apalagi tipe-tipenya and how they are used in sentences, kamu harus lihat, because this is really important ya for such kind of text, for such kind of test. Okay? Jadi kita lihat if you bla bla bla, kemudian ada kata rush. Di sini rush-nya berarti kata kerja ya. You will be even more nervous. Kalau kamu bla 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 rush katanya. Terus dia menyediakan auxiliary, apakah can, apakah could, apakah might, apakah tadi kalau nggak salah have to. You will be even more nervous. Kamu akan merasa bahkan lebih nervous lagi. Jadi ada kata you will be even more nervous. Kamu akan merasa lebih nervous lagi. Ada kata you will be. Dia nggak pakai ya you'll itu you will be. Oke, berarti kita bisa pastikan karena dia pakai will, which means that this is type 1 in conditional sentence. Berarti yang depannya pakai simple present aja. Dan simple present yang ada ya oke. Berarti kalau begitu kita eliminasi itu sudah might, kita eliminasi could, juga kita eliminasi should, juga nggak masuk secara meaning. Berarti pilihan kita apakah kita akan memakai can atau memakai have to. Ada dua doang. If you can rush, you will be even more nervous. Nggak masuk ya? Masa can rush? Tidak showing ability at all. Can showing ability. Like the ability, rushing is not about the ability. Okay, so if you have to rush is then logically correct. You got that? Gitu ya.
Yes, Miss.
Oke, berarti jawabannya adalah have to. Now we are moving to number 10. Nah, kemudian dia ada kata, oke, bagaimana katanya? Wait. If you feel, close your eyes and put down your pencil. Katanya kalau kamu benar-benar merasa nervous nih, when you are doing that, like you are in a process of doing it, you are doing the task, and then you feel nervous. Apa rekomendasinya? Dia ngapain katanya?
Take a deep breath.
Take a deep breath. Nah, persoalannya, kamu breath-nya yang mana nih? Nah, yang mana ya? Yang is that breathing? Is that breathable? Is that breath? Is that breathed? Is that breathe? Yang mana ya? Bingung nggak? Yang mana? Yo, tadi yang mana yang dijawab?
C.
C? Oke, kenapa sih? Coba alasannya kenapa?
Because breath has a position as an object.
Oke, take a deep breath as an object. Berarti kalau objek itu harus kata benda ya? Gak mungkin kalau objek bukan kata benda. I mean it has to be a noun. Di sini kamu lihat yang kata benda yang mana ya? Is it C atau E? Oke, kalau breathing, take a deep breathing. Oh enggak, kalau breath ya breath aja kan dia enggak. Oke, malahan bukan. Breathable is an adjective. Oke, pilihannya adalah C atau kalau D sama I kenapa enggak? D itu kata kerja, which means no. Oke, berarti jawabannya adalah betul C ya. Miss bisa countable ya breaths? Ya ternyata bisa. So contextual, it depends on the context. Tapi di sini memang maksudnya dihitung gitu. Take a few deep breaths. Memang they ask you to do it several breaths gitu. Jadi memang they are counting that down. Okay, so that's why mereka pakai plural. Okay. Jadi, that's it. Now we are moving to the grammar. Okay. So, we are moving to the grammar questions. Number 1 now. Okay. My mother's doctor strongly recommend that she blah, 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 a good rest for a few days. Oke, katanya. Kira-kira yang mana ya jawabannya ya? My mother's doctor strongly recommended that she blah 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 a good rest for a few days. Tadi banyak jawab kalau saya nggak salah lihat yang jawab banyak yang C, sex. Ya, banyak ya jawab C ya.
Yes, Miss.
Saya sih yes.
Yes. Oke. Kenapa kira-kira C itu salah? Sekarang kita ingat lagi pelajarannya kalau pernah dibahas tentang TOEFL grammar points, ini adalah pertanyaan tentang subjunctive dengan that. Oke, subjunctive verbs dengan penggunaan that. So there are some words in English, they are called subjunctive verbs. Kemudian mereka pakai that juga. Salah satunya adalah recommend, and then that. Kemudian setelah itu pasti pakai subject. Like I recommend that you, for example, itu you-nya jadi subject but at the second clause ya. So I recommend that they, for example. Nah, kata kerja yang digunakan oleh the second subject itu haruslah kata kerja bentuk bare verb. What is bare verb? Simply mungkin you know that as the first verb gitu. Cuman kalau saya pakai kata first verb, saya khawatir terbalik dengan ya misalnya she goes to school every day, goes-nya kan tetap kata kerja bentuk pertama kan, hanya ada penambahan ias. Nah, bare verb itu benar-benar bare verb. Jadi kata kerja bentuk dasar yang memang nggak ditambahkan apapun, tidak boleh ditambahkan What is that? Into second verb into past tense? No, you cannot do it. Pokoknya apapun what is that? Apapun tansisnya, like recommended. My mother's doctor strongly recommended. Kan recommendednya second past tense ya. Tapi kata kerja berikutnya tetap harus pakai their verb. Itu maksud saya. So my mother's doctor strongly recommended that she, harusnya jawabannya yang mana?
Break.
Harusnya adalah take a good rest. Benar sekali. Kemudian kita lanjut sekali. Sebenarnya di PowerPoint saya ada contoh ya, nanti kita lihat terakhir ya. Sekarang kita maju dulu karena sepertinya sedang ngambek laptop sayanya. Let's continue. So the headmaster, nah ini juga pernah kita bahas. The headmaster along with all teachers and some students, the vice principal, the vice principal who has been hospitalized since 3 days ago. So kira-kira yang mana ya? Kita pernah bahas ya. Kebanyakan jawab are going to visit ya.
Yes, Miss.
Ya, karena ada berapa orang tuh Miss? Kepala sekolah, teachers, some students. Well, actually no, the main subject of this sentence adalah headmaster saja. Kepala sekolahnya aja. The teachers and the students, they are all not the main subject of the sentence. Makanya they are put in comma. Why? Because they are not, they don't belong to the subject. Sebenarnya konteksnya, so you're going to say this when the context is like, misalnya ketika seseorang nanya, hey, where does the principal go? Misalnya ya. So, and then the answer is going to be the headmaster, along with all teachers and some students, is going to visit the vice principal who has been hospitalized. That is an example. Jadi intinya, the main point of that sentence is the headmaster. Kalau along with all teachers and the students-nya itu adalah additional information aja yang sebenarnya kalau mau dibuang ya nggak apa-apa gitu dalam kalimat tersebut. So that's why in a written standard English they are going to be put in comma. Kalau mereka mau dimasukkan sebagai subjek, kamu akan mengatakan the headmaster and all teachers, atau the headmasters, all teachers and some students, nggak akan ada komanya yang jelas. Paham ya? Oke. Jadi ketika kalian melihat it looks like subject but they are put in a comma, so no, they are not subject. Okay, the main subject is the one at the beginning. Dan there are many ways they're going to make an example, a question like this. Mereka biasanya pakai kata-kata agak pakai beberapa frase, misalnya accompanied by itu berarti ya ditemani oleh, accompanied by all teachers, by the teachers and the students. Itu when they are all put in comma gitu, so they are not the subject. It is just to give additional information only and not the subject. Oke, itu yang jelas. Kemudian together with juga sama aja. Pokoknya when they are all put in comma, ya udah berarti bukan jadi subjeknya. Oke, so itu. Kemudian kita masuk lagi ke, nah, yang ini paham ya, ada pertanyaan? Any question?
No.
No, okay. Let's move to not only. Nah, ini mungkin yang juga baru. Okay, okay. This is quite new. Not only blah 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 in the morning, but he also has to attend a lecture in the afternoon. Nah, so this kind of sentence kira-kira apa ya yang dipilih ya? So is it Jonathan has to work?
I don't know.
No. Has Jonathan to work?
No.
Or does Jonathan have to work? Jonathan does have to work. Jonathan has to do work. Yang mana ya kira-kira?
C.
E.
Hah? E. Jonathan has to do work. Not only Jonathan has to do work in the morning, but he also has to attend lecture. Gitu? Oke, sekarang ada beberapa kata dalam bahasa Inggris yang bisa digunakan untuk membuat namanya ada reverse sentences. Oke, jadi reverse sentences itu sebenarnya adalah semacam apa ya? Reverse sentence itu kalimat yang dibalik gitu. Oke, yang digunakan kapan kamu membalik itu karena kamu mau menggunakannya untuk what is that? Lebih sebenarnya ke memberikan penekanan. Oke. Nah, katanya adalah misalnya contohnya not only, kemudian never, kemudian apalagi ya? Rarely, hardly. Oke, kalau kamu tahu ada di sini kita pakai not only bla bla bla, dan ketika kamu menggunakan kata ini kamu akan karena reverse ya, dibalik gitu. Jadi harusnya kan setelah kalimat a sentence start from the subject, right? Tapi ketika kamu pakai these words at the beginning. Tapi kalau kamu mau membuat reverse sentence otomatis harus at the beginning, oke? I mean ketika kamu pakai not only but not at the beginning, berarti itu bukan reverse. Something like it is not only blah 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 but also blah blah blah. That is not a reverse sentence because that is not even put at the beginning of the sentence, right? But if you want to put if you put not only at the beginning, so it means that you are doing that reversement. Berarti di sini apa rumusnya untuk reversement? You have to put auxiliary first then subject. Jadi yang harus kamu lakukan kasih auxiliary-nya dulu. What auxiliary should you use? It depends on your sentence. Hello, are you listening?
Yes.
Okay. So it depends on the sentence. Misalnya kalau kalimatnya adalah di sini Jonathan. So Jonathan means one person, and this is simple present tense. Berarti auxiliary-nya does. Kalau it happens in the future dan kamu butuh auxiliary will, ya will. If it happen in the past time, you're going to use did. So it auxiliary-nya ya apa saja, it depends on the sentence. And the tenses of course. Di sini because we have Jonathan, so not only berarti
Jonathan has.
Not only does Jonathan have to work. Nah, begitu. Oke, jadi kita pakai auxiliary does ya di sini. Oke, karena have to-nya itu artinya bukan auxiliary di situ. Nah, have to-nya itu harus gitu. So I mean it has a meaning, so you cannot just separate that. Okay? So not only does Jonathan have to work in the morning, dan have to-nya otomatis karena sudah ada does, dia moving back to the yang dasar ya. Makanya kita pakai have to lagi. Nah, seperti itu syaratnya ya. Nanti kita lihat beberapa contoh yang lain. Sekarang, oke, ada pertanyaan? Bingung nggak? Pokoknya kalau ada not only, ada kata never, ada kata hardly. Nah, hardly juga sama. Kalau kamu lihat, ya hardly itu kan artinya negatif ya. I mean, it means not sebenarnya hardly, rarely gitu. When it is put in the middle, of course not. It is not a reverse sentence. But when you put that at the beginning and you want to make an emphasis, yeah, then it's a reverse sentence and then you put the auxiliary first before the subject. Misalnya kira-kira apa? Never does my mom give me money, for example. Okay. Apa bedanya dengan my mom never gives me money? Oh sama, artinya sama, but kalimat yang reverse itu it is giving more emphasis. Okay. Benar-benar nggak pernah gitu. Ya itu juga nggak pernah, but ya giving more emphasis to the listener. Ya, itu reverse-nya ya. Oke, seperti itu. Kemudian kita lihat next questions. Ini pertanyaan yang berikutnya adalah a bee blah blah blah, a bee colony gets the more the queen's egg laying capability diminish. Oke. Kita lihat kira-kira yang mana jawabannya. Nah, ini bahasanya apa ya dalam grammar ya? Ini bahasanya adalah ini bahasannya adalah ini ya, apa namanya? Double comparative. So in English ada beberapa comparative ya, ada yang comparative degree, kemudian ada yang I forgot what the first one is. Yang pertama itu apa ya? Yang S bla 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 S. Itu namanya apa sih? Ya the similar one, ada yang S bla 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 S. Kemudian ada yang comparative with more or R like stronger. It is stronger than that. This is stronger than that. Oke, atau pakai more. This is more crowded than that place. Oke, itu pakai more, itu namanya double comparative. Yang ketiga ada juga superlative degree yang biasanya pakai apa? Superlative? Yang pakai the bla 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 atau most. She is the most beautiful. Nah, she is the most beautiful, berarti the most itu superlative degree karena artinya paling. Oke, atau pakai EST. Oke, the strongest one. She is the strongest one, misalnya ya. Oke, itu juga superlatif. So, yang ini adalah yang berikutnya yang dinamakan double comparative. Jadi, komparatif tapi di double, artinya makin bla bla bla, makin bla 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 gitu. Lebih bla bla bla, lebih bla bla bla. Oke. Jadi, artinya di sini berarti kita harus pakai dua-duanya double comparative dengan ya yang double itu yang pakai more atau pakai en. So, the more overcrowded a bee colony gets, the more the queen's egg laying capability diminish. Berarti harusnya yang pakai the ya. Ingat kamu harus pakai the untuk saying this. Oke. Jadi pilihan, berarti jawabannya adalah yang B ya. Oke, yang B. Ada yang salah?
No.
No.
Oke. Sekarang kita lihat lagi. Let's move to the team really looks good tonight because the coach had them
Practice.
Practice yang mana? Yang E atau yang I?
A.
Hah?
The A one.
Yang A, oke. Karena yang I artinya kata kerja ya, it is practice. But not kata benda. Kata benda yang C, practice. Oke, ya, ini namanya adalah causative verbs, oke. Bahasan ini adalah causative verb. Kita punya kata had, them. Kita punya had di sini. Ada kata-kata causative verbs yang lain selain had? Ada. So we have let, we have make, we have get. Itu yang for itu yang commons. Sebenarnya masih banyak yang lain lagi. Kamu bisa lihat ada kata help juga dengan aturan yang berbeda-beda. Tapi yang paling sering ada yang 4 ini. Make, let, get, have. Oke. Dan ketika causative verb digunakan, kemudian kamu punya objek ya, saya bilang objek. Kalau tadi kan subjunctive, I recommend that, harus subjek. Karena sudah ada that-nya kan, itu harus subjek. Kalau di sini, ya objek. Kenapa? Karena yang harus kamu gunakan di sini adalah objek pronoun. Misalnya the coach had them, bukan had they, right? But had them. Karena objek pronoun. Dalam bahasa Inggris objek itu ada 2, ada direct object and indirect object. I give you the book. Nah, booknya itu namanya direct object, like the book, okay? But you-nya itu adalah namanya indirect object in English. Di sini yang saya maksud objek adalah indirect object. The coach had them. Kalau ada kata kerja setelahnya, then you have to use bare verb juga. Yang saya katakan bare verb adalah benar-benar bare verb. Dia tidak boleh pakai S, tidak boleh diganti tansisnya. Apapun di depannya. Misalnya di sini had. Okay, this is had here. Tapi nggak boleh kamu ganti ke practiced. No, but you have to say practice saja. Dalam yang pertama. Ya, begitu. Oke, paham ya? Begitu juga dengan causative verbs yang lain. Misalnya, let. That's why you have let her go. Let her go. Okay. Her-nya objek. Kenapa enggak goes? Because yes, it's let. And let is a causative one. So let her go instead of saying goes. Okay. And then apalagi? I made them understand me. Okay, cool. So understandnya walaupun made is in past tense, but still you say understand me because it is kausatif. Begitu juga dengan get. I get you. Nah, bedanya, ini beda. Get itu beda ya. Saya lupa kemarin ke kelas yang lain bilang. Get itu beda because when you use get, kamu harus pakai to. Justru pakai to infinitive. Like I get you to understand me. Bedanya get, hanya get aja yang beda. Yang lainnya sama, bear verb tanpa to infinitive. Yang get itu harus pakai to infinitive. I get you to understand me. Gitu. Oke, paham ya sampai sini ya? So itu 4 itu saja yang common sebenarnya. Kemudian let's move to number 16. Kita lihat lagi yang halaman yang number 16. Oke, kita masuk yang mana yang salah number 16? Berdasarkan penjelasan saya tadi, kira-kira yang mana yang salah ya? Ini sebenarnya sudah dijelaskan tadi. Kira-kira yang mana yang salah ya? 16.
B.
Nah, yang mana? The survey found that the more people use social media, nah tadi sudah dijelaskan. Di sini pakai the more, which means that this is double comparative. Nah, masalahnya yang B itu kenapa salah? Harusnya?
More.
Hah?
Less.
Harusnya less, betul sekali. Kalau more, oke lah, kalau secara grammatical betul, but meaningnya nggak masuk. Karena katanya semakin banyak orang menggunakan sosial media, semakin sedikit orang akan concern about privacy. Oh, it is true, honey. It is true. Sometimes I'm confused kalau people text me like at night, and then they want me to reply soon. Seolah-olah saya harus pegang handphone like 24 hours. That was impossible. Sometimes, we should respect people's privacy, okay? So, betul. Kenapa? Karena kita menganggap, the sosmed, they are all 24 hours, right? But the people don't. They take a rest. They have the other things to do. Nah, tapi ini benar, survei itu menemukan bahwa the more people use social media, the least likely they will concern about privacy. Termasuk juga seusia kalian, you have to be very careful with this. Tidak semua hal harus di sosmedkan. Tidak semua hal. Select. Pilih mana yang kira-kira layak diketahui orang banyak, mana yang tidak semua hal. Okay? So yes, so not the least ya kan? Kenapa least salah? Karena least di sini artinya apa?
The most, less.
Yang ini artinya paling sedikit ya, bukan lebih sedikit, sehingga yang ini ya salah. Oke, berarti salah ya. Berarti kita harusnya ganti less. L-E-S-S. Itu yang betul. Oke, sekarang kita lanjut lagi. Ada pertanyaan yang ini?
No.
No, oke. Sebentar. Wait. Kita masuk yang berikutnya. Choose the wrong one. Number 17, which one is wrong with that?
C.
Oke, ada yang B, ada yang C. Kalau yang jawab B, kenapa salah? Apa yang membuat B itu salah menurut kamu? What makes B is wrong then? What makes that wrong then? The B1. Ya, tadi siapa yang jawab B? Atau D? Nah, tadi jawabnya B apa D sih?
C, Miss.
Oke, C. Kenapa C?
Its awareness is like the feeling, not the It's like different between intelligent and capable, but I don't know what is its name. It should be aware. I know the correction, but I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, it's adjective. So di dalam bahasa Inggris, bahasan ini kita masuk ke bahasan parallelism. Parallelism itu yaitu parallel structure. Ketika kamu membuat kalimat, it has to be parallel ya. Oke, standar Englishnya ya. Well, when we are discussing standard English, kita nggak ngomongin spoken ya, karena spoken is not tested. I mean, yeah, it is not tested. Yang diteskan ya memang ada spoken one, but the standar one gitu. Nah, ketika kita ngomongin tadi, wait. Sebentar, wait. Oke. Berarti okay. Well, jadi Dr. Johnson, the first woman elected president of the university, was intelligent. Intelligentnya jelas adjective. Capability is also adjective. But awareness is wrong because it is not adjective. Harusnya ya betul. And aware of the problems to be solved. Harusnya. Oke. Jadi itu masalahnya. Sekarang kita masuk lagi ke soal berikutnya, number 18. Nah, yang 18 kenapa salah?
B R.
Oke, kita lihat. Ya, di sini kita lihat. Oke, yang B-nya kenapa salah? Kenapa R ini salah? Harusnya apa?
Were.
Harusnya is.
No. Oh, is.
Harusnya is. Kenapa is? Saya look at this. Ini namanya concordance. Concordance itu sebenarnya sama kayak verb subject agreement, subject verb agreement atau concordance. Jadi subject dalam bahasa Inggris ya verbnya itu harus di-concord, harus sesuai dengan subjeknya. Apakah subjeknya orang pertama tunggal, orang pertama jamak, orang kedua tunggal, orang kedua jamak, orang ketiga jamak, orang ketiga tunggal tuh harus sama dengan subjeknya. Kalau dia orang ketiga tunggal kan dia harus pakai is ya. Oke. Kalau orang ketiga jamak kan enggak pakai an. Jadi itu namanya concordance. Nah, sekarang masalahnya ketika kita punya subjeknya pakai neither nor atau either or misalnya. Nah, kita bingung, ini subjeknya yang mana ya? Misalnya apakah dua-duanya jadi subjek, kemudian jadi jamak, makanya kita pakai an. Enggak. Karena yang jadi subjek adalah yang setelah nor yang belakang. So when you got neither my traveler checks nor the money, nah berarti yang jadi subjeknya adalah the money. Berarti because money is uncountable noun, then you have to go with apa harusnya di sini? Is sufficient. Paham? Kalau dibalik, misalnya saya pakai either my brother or my parents. Oke, kamu pakai goes atau go, ya harus go karena my parents yang terakhir. Tapi kalau saya balik, either my parents or my brother is going to visit me at school. Berarti pakainya is karena my brother yang belakangan. Paham ya?
Oke, Miss.
Oke,
Miss.
Sekarang kita lihat lagi masuk ke number 19. The doctor always advise me, mana yang salah di sini? Oke, yang salah adalah ya yang tidak jawab. Oke,
Yang C.
Yes, harusnya adalah
Yang C.
Ya, harusnya consuming karena avoid itu termasuk kata kerja yang harus pakai gerund setelahnya. Jadi ada kata kerja yang memang harus pakai gerund setelahnya. Kata kerja seperti continue, admit, mind itu harus pakai gerund setelahnya. Kita sudah bahas itu programmer points ya. Sebenarnya untuk yang ini, nah itu harus pakai gerund setelahnya. Kemudian jadi harusnya avoid consuming. Kemudian yang 20 yang salah adalah yang mana? Yang D. Kenapa? Ini namanya redundancy atau pengulangan kata yang nggak perlu gitu. Repeat itu sudah pakai again pasti. Jadi again itu nggak usah. They can repeat the lectures. Udah itu aja. Jadi ya nggak usah pakai again. Nah itu sebenarnya yang membuat salah. Oke. Sekarang kita lihat. Oke, itu let me show you this. Ini sebentar saja, nanti saya bagikan aja kayaknya lewat ini. Sebenarnya lebih enak kalau pakai ini. Lebih pakai. Okay, do you see my screen right now?
Yes, Miss.
Yes. Yes, Miss.
Yes, thank you. So this is actually better if we discuss the grammar with this. Okay, ini yang saya mau ini kan. Atau sayanya baru nyala. Okay, so number one misalnya itu answernya B ya. Ini kata kerjanya. Kalian bisa lihat ada kata kerja di sini. Ada kata kerja yang subjunctive ya, propose, demand, insist, ask, hope, advise, suggest, termasuk di dalamnya recommend or require, itu namanya subjunctive verbs. Jadi kamu pakai that, kemudian setelah itu pakai bear verb. Ini contohnya, he suggests that she, berarti di sini apa? Nah, termasuk kalau negatif kan kita mau bilang she doesn't eat. Nah, tapi auxiliary-nya itu nggak perlu, berarti kita pakai she not eat too much. Aneh kan? Nah, aneh makanya subjunctive jadi salah satu bahasan in English because it works differently with your regular sentence. Oke? Nah, kenapa enggak she doesn't eat? Karena ada kata suggest that which is subjunctive. Itu ya, jangan tanya kenapa ya. That's the rule of language. Oke? Begitu ya. Nah, itu contohnya. Jadi propose, demand, insist, ask, kemudian hope, advise, suggest, recommend, and require. Oke, ketika kamu pakai not pun karena auxiliary-nya nggak perlu, kamu buang auxiliary-nya, ya udah not-nya aja, she not eat too much. Begitu juga kalau kamu butuh to be misalnya, ketika kamu butuh be nih, itu to be dasar. Misalnya, contohnya, oke, yang berikutnya ini, yang ini. Oh, yang ini ada di sini. Oke, yang ini ada di sini. The airline requires that the passenger, ini kan requires that, which means berarti harusnya pakai yang mana? Keep kan, keep aja, nggak boleh kept, nggak boleh keeps. Kemudian yang Bob's doctor insist yang mana? Yo, yang agak cepat jawabnya kita, soalnya ada beberapa yang nggak ada jawabannya ini berikutnya, jadi saya khawatir nanti kamu malah bingung ketika dapat file aslinya aja. Saya hilangkan jawabannya. Insist yang mana? Pakai that dulu. Pakai setelah subjunctifnya kamu pakai that, jadi Bob's doctor insist that he rest. Berarti yang D. Hello?
Yes.
Oke, masih listen ya. Oke,
Yes.
nah kemudian next. Wait. Sorry. Nah, his English teacher recommends that he, ini yang mana?
Begin.
Begin.
Yes. And then, nah berikutnya, the principal requires that the school rules. Nah, yang mana? Di sini kamu butuh pasif. The rules. Pasif itu kan umumnya ketika kamu bikin pasif, you're going to use to be and then verb 3. The school rules are obeyed misalnya. Tapi di sini kamu nggak boleh pakai are because you need to go with bear verb tadi, bahkan juga bear to be gitu. Sehingga to be itu ganti ke be ketika dia jadi bear to be. So you are going to say the school rules be obeyed by all the students. Paham ya? Kenapa harus be obeyed? Because you have the require that, which is the subjunctive. Okay? Kemudian, nah ini kemana udah diganti berikutnya nih. The hotel manager insisted that the car parking area, saya ganti parking area. The car parking area, yang ini pun sama, be locked at night. Okay? Itu. Kemudian yang ini yang headmaster tadi. Nah ini contoh-contohnya yang headmaster tadi ya. Jadi A with B and C, along with B and C, as well as with B and C, together with B and C, and so on. Pokoknya semuanya di dalam koma, mau apapun yang dipakainya, the main subject is A, not B and C. Okay? So, ini contohnya. Mariah Carey, accompanied by other judges. Nah, ini pernah ini soal STAN ya, 2016. Nah, jawabannya adalah apa? Yang mana?
Is.
R.
Kok masih ada yang jawab R? Ayo, yang main subjeknya yang sebelum koma. Jadi Mariah Carey. Berarti Yes, betul sekali. Oh ya, ngomong-ngomong kalau misalnya, kalau misalnya tensesnya dia tetap ngikut ya. Kalau misalnya you know that it happened in the past time, ya pasti nggak is tapi was gitu. So I mean the tenses applies here. The tenses apply here. Oke. Di sini kebetulan memang karena deliberating ya ing gitu, sedang. At this moment kan. Di sini kan kata keterangannya at this moment which is right now. So sedang gitu. Makanya kamu harus pakai is. Tapi kalau happen at the past time ya tetap happening at the past time. Dia nggak ngaruh di tenses, hanya pilihannya ya singular pluralnya yes. It depends on the word after the subject is the word after comma itself. Oke. Nah, ini yang reversal tadi. Ada kata-kata seperti never, hardly, rarely, not only, and no sooner. They exist as a reverse sentence when they are put in the beginning. So you have to put auxiliary and then you have to put subject. This is an example. She never gives me money. So kita bilang never does she give me money. Oke, ini contoh yang ini jawaban yang mana misalnya? Kalau kamu kira-kira yang mana ya jawabannya ya? Ini ya. Ini udah jawabannya ya. Oke, rarely does she answer his message text promptly. Oke. Yang berikutnya juga hardly ever did the little boy spell. Hardly juga termasuk tadi yang reverse tadi ya karena diletakkan di. Intinya adalah you go with the auxiliary first and then subject here. Oke, kemudian nah yang ini yang double comparative, yang ini saya pikir sudah jelas, yang penting pakai the, oke. Oke, nah yang ini yang kausatif, nah ini yang have, let, make, ini harusnya get di sini ya, yang satu lagi get, tapi get itu harus pakai to. Oke, ya yang get ini harus pakai to. Oke, kemudian yang ini yang double comparative, yang ini yang tadi paralel ya, yang paralel. Oke, yang ini yang penting. Parallel structure yang mana sih dalam bahasa Inggris yang harus paralel? Yang ini. Yang ketika kamu pakai or atau pakai and misalnya ya. In the morning I usually take a bath. Nah, itu kan pakai take. Berarti berikutnya harus pakai kata kerja pertama juga. Have breakfast dan bla 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 bla. Begitu juga kalau kamu pakai and. Itu harus paralel. Kalau kamu pakai kata kerja bentuk ing, ya bentuk ing juga. Swimming, going to bla 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 are my hobbies, for example. Ya semuanya pakai ing ya. Ya, kemudian not only but also juga. Misalnya not only he does not only bla bla bla, but also-nya setelahnya juga harus paralel dengan not only-nya. Neither nor juga begitu, either or juga begitu, both and whether or juga begitu. Jadi harus paralel. Nah ini contohnya, misalnya dia salah. Every day the watchman would lock. Kan ada kata would lock. Would-nya ini ternyata untuk semua. Would lock the doors. Berarti harusnya turn on. Tidak turning on the spotlight. Kamu bisa lihat walk around-nya. Oke, itu sudah benar. Kemudian ini juga the insurance program used to include not only employees. Kalau ini salahnya nggak pakai also. But also their families. Karena not only itu pasangannya but also. Kemudian the committee decided to cancel. Di sini ada to cancel, to approve. Berarti harusnya and juga to adjourn the meeting. Bukan lagi bikin klausa dengan that. Oke. Nah, yang ini yang neither tadi harusnya is sufficient karena setelahnya adalah the money. Yang the money yang dipakai bukan berarti my traveler check-nya itu nggak jadi subjek ya, enggak. Kalau yang ini rumusnya adalah memang kita pakai subjek yang setelah nor itu gitu. Okay, so because the money is uncountable and we need to put is as the to be here. Kita lihat di sini ada contohnya the principal. Di sini last Sunday at school last Sunday because it last Sunday berarti pilihannya adalah was. Neither the students nor the principal was at school last Sunday. Okay, tapi nggak boleh pakai were. Why? Because the principal was taken as the subject here in the sentence. As taken, bukan taken as the subject. Is taken to decide whether this is singular or plural sentence. Okay, seperti itu. Begitu juga dengan yang berikutnya. Because this is last weekend, berarti harus the driver was juga. Was injured. Nah, ini yang nomor 19. Nah, ini juga penting. Ini ada beberapa kata yang memang kamu harus pakai gerund after the verbs. Main, admit, stop. Oke, yang main, yang stop ini pakai apostrophe because sering juga dia dipakai. Dia boleh juga dipakai dengan to ya, tapi lebih sering orang pakai dengan ing. Gitu. Oke, like don't you mind answering my my phone, for example, answering my call. Okay, because you use mine, you have to use verb ing. Begitu juga dengan continue, avoid, keep, enjoy, postpone, deny, excuse, consider, and have. Okay, dan ini yang redundancy. Biasanya repeat pakai again, padahal repeat itu sudah diulangi. Kalau return, ya jangan pakai back, because return is giving back gitu. Kecuali kalau kamu pakai give, give it back. Okay, that's correct because you put keep. And then new innovations is also wrong because innovation is something new. You don't have to put new before innovations. So that's all for today. Okay? Okay, so I do hope that is going to be useful for you later to prepare your university admission test. And yeah, I let you go right now. Thank you so much. Okay?
Miss,
Yes.
can I ask the PowerPoint that you shared just now?
Yes, I'm going to give it to you here ya. Saya kasih di sini ya, di chat ya. Okay.
Oke, Miss.
Okay, I'm going to put that in the chat. Badan tapi ini ada beberapa yang kayaknya oke. Tadi saya ganti beberapa, but it's okay. Saya ganti sebenarnya itu beberapa, cuman ketika saya taruh di sini kok jadi nggak tersimpan ya. Oke, baiklah. Ya just grammar-nya aja. Kalau jawabannya sudah oke. Hanya grammar, sentence grammar-nya tadi nggak pas. Wait. Where is that? Desktop. I think I put that in the desktop. Wait, here. Yeah. Oh, I'm afraid I cannot send the desktop one because it is the shortcut. So I better send this to you. So the file. Yeah. Okay. I have already sent the documents. So, ya, silahkan diunduh. Oke, setelah selesai. Have you got that?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Then, yes, if you have already downloaded, then you can leave. Okay, silahkan.
Okay.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Yeah, you're welcome, everybody. Good luck.